We'll be back at like a little bit later, 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Good evening. Welcome to the Personnel Committee meeting. Tonight is May 13, 2025. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Legislator Adjournment, would you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Legislator Adnizio.
Present.
Legislator Gulman. Chairman Yonke.
Present. Item number 3 is the acceptance of minutes, the Personnel Committee meeting minutes of March 11, 2025. Item number 4 is the approval of PuMA, ratification of collective bargaining agreement reflecting modification of the PuMA agreement, which was originally approved in Resolution 27 of 2024. We have our Personnel Officer, Mr. Eldridge, here.
Hello, good evening.
Is anybody, are you going to handle this?
Yes.
Is it, okay, it shows
Yes.
the law department.
I know, they did the resolution,
Okay.
but this is a follow-up to the conversation we had, I believe, in executive session perhaps last month, where we had met with PuMA relative to making a modification to the original MOA that was approved as it's indicated here. And they were the first to settle. They settled very early in the process, and that was helpful. And so the thought was that when you look back on it, just about everybody in most of the years, several of the years of these agreements got 2.75. They got 2.75 in the first year, and then 3 2.5s. And it was felt to be fair to them, since they were the first out of the box, if you will, that we would like to sort of equalize that up. This is a group of managers, middle managers, that work for us. They don't have some of the benefits that are in some of the other agreements, such as increments, longevities. There is a retention bonus, but it's relatively nominal. And so the feeling was that we would like to sit down with them and see if we couldn't kind of equalize them out a bit. I sent a memo on April 28th to you. It also extends the agreement that was 24 through 27 to 24 through 28. So it adds a year on. It increases the 3 of the years from 2.5 to 2.75, and the
Sorry to interrupt, is that in keeping with the other contracts, some of the
Yes.
other contracts that were settled?
yes, exactly. And you know, added Juneteenth, which was also in some of the other contracts. So the feeling was that this was the right thing to do. They were the first to settle. They're a very small group, it's about 25 people. They're all middle managers, and our fear was that, you know, if we didn't acknowledge that they were below what the others had settled for, to kind of make them as equal as possible, that this would be the right thing to do. And so we met with them, and that's this memorandum that you have before you. So it's an amendment and a 1-year extension of the prior MOA. And the resolution was drafted by the law department. The only thing I would do there is there should be the dating of it. This contract goes January 24th through actually December 31st of 28. That matches up with the other agreements as well. And it had an open spot there on what the actual meeting date of the Personnel Committee meeting, which is tonight, May 13th.
Is there retroactive pay involved in this?
275, they got 275 in 24, so the only retroactive pay would be in 25, and the budget reflects that. And it's about a 5,000 change difference from what
For all the members, it's only a $5,000 difference?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And this is not the first time that this has happened, correct?
There have been 2 other times where it has happened, and we equalized those up as well.
I am not objecting to this. I think we need to treat our managers and middle management as well or better than the rest of the employees, to be truthful. They're the ones that are putting in, you know, some hard work and sometimes not getting not getting additional pay or overtime. But from the outside looking in, we have a number of bargaining units. How do we prevent this from happening in the future, or is there no way to prevent this?
It's a little hard, yeah.
Because they've signed a contract, and now we're saying, well, it wasn't as good as the other one, so.
Well, we think it's an issue of fairness, and they were the first to agree, and we don't want to have in the future people say, oh, don't be the first to agree, because you're going to get, maybe a lesser agreement. But, and it's such a small group, the managers, the middle managers, we really think it's the right thing to do.
Okay. Any questions or comments of the committee? No. Members of the legislature? Legislative stage?
Isn't part of, I'm just going to say, part of this might be that the fact that the people that they're supervising might end up usurping their salaries.
Absolutely
and
true.
So there's really no benefit to being a supervisor, because if the people who settle later are going to end up
That's a
meeting
very,
their salaries.
yeah, that's a very good point, and we struggle with that, particularly since the longevities of the zone increments and so forth. So it's a tough situation, but we try to modify or adjust those as we go. But certainly this would put it further behind if it's not approved.
Anyone else from the legislature? Any member of the public wishing to speak? All right, with that, I'm going to make a motion to approve the ratification of this amended agreement. Do you have a second?
Paul, can I just verify, so we need to change that date to December 31st, 2028 on the resolution?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, the second whereas.
Uh-huh,
It says,
and the resolve, right?
Would be through December 31st, 28. That's the second whereas clause. And the resolve clause.
Okay.
And our
So,
date,
So
obviously.
I'm going to make a motion to amend this agreement to change the 2027 to 2028 in the paragraphs that you pointed
Correct.
out. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and then I'm going to go back again. I'm going to make a motion to approve the amended agreement. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right,
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane, for
Thank
pointing
you.
that out. Item number 5 is the approval of a budgetary transfer, additional funding for the 2025 salary and benefit costs pursuant to the ratified contract settlement between Putnam County and the Putnam Management Association, PuMA. So this is the funding, you're still...
Oh,
still on.
I wasn't the finance guy, but I'll try to answer your
You don't want to
question.
sit,
I did
it's not
sleep
that
at
hot a seat, to be honest
I
with
did
you.
sleep at the Holiday Inn Express last night, so I should be able to answer it.
So this is the budgetary for
Yes.
what we just
Exactly.
approved. And it is $5,389. Any questions from the committee? Any questions from the legislature? Legislator Elmer.
Just an FYI, on the second page of that, you need to change the date to reflect 2028 also. Whereas clause.
Second page.
For first whereas clause, December 31st, 2028.
on the memorandum, what are you looking at?
Yeah, the
On the
MOA,
agreement.
Back on.
right?
Oh, on the memorandum of agreement?
Yep.
Right.
The first
Well,
whereas clause,
that's automatically going to get changed.
Once the resolution gets changed?
So this resolution is therefore the amended resolution. Do we need, I'll ask our deputy county attorney.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. I just noticed that it's partially executed, or is it fully executed at this point? So if this is also supposed to match that 2028 date,
Okay.
I'll have to ensure that this goes back between all the parties and that they mark such a change, even if this happens after the meeting tonight.
the first memo is the original memo. The
Right.
second one is the modification of it, that extends it by a year. So the first memo was correct, it goes through 27. We extended, in addition to the increases, we extended the agreement with this MOA to match the other agreements through.
Oh, it says
28.
term of agreement. Okay, so in paragraph 2, it says December, it says it's got the correct date on it, okay. So
Yeah, the first paragraph,
Because that is the original
And-
MOA it's referring to.
That's the original one that was signed in February, so if
you
you
know,
go
but it
all the
says
way.
agrees to modify and extend.
That one that ends on 27 to
Yep.
extend to the.
So that one is correct.
Okay.
Okay, we don't need to modify it then. Anyone else from the legislature? Any members of the public wishing to comment? All right, I'll make a motion to approve this budgetary transfer. For a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, item number 6 is the approval of a fund transfer to the Health Department, former interim commissioner of health. It's about a payout accrual. Mr. Eldridge and I had some conversation today, and we both agree that this should be tabled to a future meeting for future, to get some more information. So I'm gonna make a motion to table this. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you on that. Item number 7 is the approval of a budgetary amendment. It's the Finance Department, it's vacancy control factor for 2025. Mr. Eldridge, can you lead us through that one?
And there's a revised to approve the additional.
I'll make a motion to accept the revised copy. There was same thing, there was a date. So we all have the revised. Seconded by Legislator Bullman. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Can you help us through this?
Yes, this is something actually that I introduced many, many years ago when I sat as county exec, where I felt that there's always going to be a factor related to vacancies, and that should be shown as a revenue in the budget. And I had no part of developing this, but the concept's been established for quite a number of years. And it's a revenue based upon not being able to fill all positions at all time. And so they, I guess, I'm trying to remember the phrase that Bill Carlin used, but it's basically anything that hasn't been spent up to this point, they can take that and put it back into the budget as a revenue.
Okay, so they're gonna take $300,000 out of the budget?
Vacancies.
Out of vacancy, but they're taking it out, they're pulling it out of
Of
personnel
appropriations.
lines.
Correct.
And they're putting it into,
To the general fund, I guess, I'm not sure
The general
exactly where
fund.
they put it.
okay. All right, any questions of the committee? Members of the legislature? Any member of the public wishing to speak? Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the budgetary amendment. Do we have a second? All in favor? Aye. Item number 8 is the approval of a budgetary amendment, DSS. Now you can have
Now
a
I
seat.
can go.
Yes, sir. Differential pay to the social service specialist 1 employee who's fulfilling duties of a higher level position for the assumed period of time, February 20th of 2025 to December 31st, 25. We have our commissioner, Sarah Servadio here.
Hello, good evening.
Your deputy.
Deputy, yes, Nicole McGuire, she's going to go through this with you.
Very good.
Currently, our social services supervisor in the Medicaid unit is out on leave, so we are requesting that the senior most worker in the unit who has stepped into the role already be given a pay differential from the time that this supervisor had left. So he had gone out on leave on 2/19/2025, so the retro would be from February 20th, 2025. To support this, the funds that we've taken from a vacant line to fund the pay diff.
Okay. And you ran this through personnel?
Yes.
He's nodding, so.
Yes, Mr. Eldridge was advised.
Okay. All right, any questions of the committee? Any members of the legislature have any questions? Yes.
So this pay differential is until the person who's out on leave comes back? Or,
Yes.
yes?
And they'll be out till the end of the year?
It's unknown, but most likely.
Okay. Any member of the public wishing to speak?
Okay, I found this on the web.
My phone was speaking. Of course that would happen
They
when
need
I'm
to
walking
be,
here.
they need to be in attendance, wherever it is.
Oh.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve this budgetary amendment. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, got that. Item number 9 is the approval of a budgetary amendment. DSS reclassification from senior computer operational specialist to coordinator of information technology. Run me
So-
through this one.
We are requesting to reclass the Senior Computer Operations Specialist, which is a grade 17, to the new title, which was discussed with Paul Eldridge, and classified as Coordinator of IT, which is a grade 19. So this IT person, basically, we all know IT controls and helps and assists the whole department. Without him, without this person, we would be lost. Basically, the overall operations of about 110 employees at different locations. And
So, yeah, we also have the state system, so a majority of our staff in the department operate off the state system, so it's a completely different set of a system that we need help with. So prior to, up until about the winter, we had 1.5 staff doing this job. The part-time employee retired, so this person's been doing the 1.5 as a 1, and we're not going to backfill the part-time role.
Okay, so ultimately this is a savings.
Exactly.
Any questions of the committee? Members of the legislature?
Just,
Legislature.
I'm always concerned about not filling roles and the workload, especially for your department, because I know how you guys work so hard. It's just a concern.
Yeah,
It's
we
not-
have that concern as well. I think that Mr. Lannon has been very helpful
Mhm.
throughout
So you
the
have a partner in
transition.
that.
So we do have,
Okay.
obviously, the our own IT
Mhm.
department backs us up and gives us the support. So we've been monitoring it, and there's
Okay.
been no issues so far, so.
Any members of the public wishing to speak on this? Okay, I'll make a motion to approve this budgetary amendment. Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Item number 10 is discussion approval, DSS again, Family Center Case Management Services. Funds to hire, allocation, credentialed staff to provide services as approved by the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance. We're gonna have to hold it back here.
so this is a grant which is totaling $165,000, which is through the OTDA, Office of Temporary Disabilities. This will be able to fund a current caseworker and upgrade her to a senior caseworker from this grant. In addition, this grant is being used to purchase a new vehicle because this caseworker does transport the unsheltered, helps them get housing, moves their furniture. And also as part of the grant, we are purchasing computers for the workers.
How long is the grant for?
We've been, so this isn't a grant that we applied for either, so this is just money that we were told we were getting with a 10-year promise. So-
Okay, all right, so it's not something that we hire somebody today and then next year there's no funding for it, so then our taxpayers are on the hook.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions from the committee? Are you looking for an approval for this tonight?
I believe this was on, it's
Yeah,
on
this is
for
coming
audit.
on, yeah, this is more of for information because it does have to come in front of audit next week.
Because there is no budgetary yet still,
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
right, that's,
Are there matching funds?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. All right, so legislative safety.
Grant has already been received,
Yes,
and it's for a 10-year payout period.
yes, so we have to actually spend the first year
in order to get,
Oh,
in order to
so
get
in-
the next year.
Yeah, in addition to the upgrade of the current staff, we also are going to be utilizing some of the funds for support within that department, because there's a lot of coordination and paperwork and whatnot, so we will also be able to upgrade an existing staff member. So two of our staff will be able to get upgrades.
Okay.
No matching funds on this.
Legislator Anizio.
So it looks like you're putting this funding to good use, the vehicle and hoping to, a new caseworker, or are you gonna fund?
So we will be talking about that process at a later date, but
Probably needed.
Yeah, the current staff member, because they will be promoted, we will be able to backfill that role.
Good.
So our housing unit will be expanding by one full-time staff, which is great. That is 100% funded.
Fantastic.
Any other questions of Legislator Montgomery?
I think it needs to be clear that it's a reimbursement grant, right? So you spend it and then you get reimbursed?
I don't know the answer to that, but.
Well, at least the
I will
first year,
absolutely let
at
you know.
least the first year, it looks like we have to start spending the money
Yes.
to collect it.
Yeah,
We're not sure how it's gonna work.
I think it's,
Year by
that's
year.
throughout. You'll have to, you get reimbursed.
Anyone else, members of the public?
And Nancy, yes, we claim for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a motion
No,
to approve it.
that's
If it's
fine.
gonna go to audit, I'm gonna
I just
make a
wanna-
motion to approve what we have. It's just in idea only right now. We don't have the dollars, so make a motion to approve it. Do we second?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Kristen will be here next week at audit to go through everything.
Very good,
Okay?
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item number 11 is an FYI, it's your accident report, please review it. Item number 12 is an FYI, your incident report, please review. Item number 13 is other business, we don't have any other business, so I'll make a motion to adjourn, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Legislator Anizio, will you lead us again?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Legislator Adnesio,
present.
Legislator Birmingham, and Chairman Yonke.
Present. Let the record reflect that I've invited Legislator Elmer to sit in for Legislator Birmingham. Item number 3 is the acceptance of Protective Service meeting minutes of March 11, 2025. Item number 4 is the approval of budgetary amendment, request to hire Meridian Strategic Services to develop a continuity of operations plan for Putnam County. We have our Commissioner of Emergency Services, Mr. Robert Lipton, here with us. Welcome.
Good evening, thank you. We want to hire Meridian Strategic Services to develop our continuity of operations plan. They're the company that we hired to help us do the FEMA reimbursements that we've been working on, and honestly, they did a fantastic job. They completed all of the Putnam County projects, so they've all been done. And right now, they're actually helping us go after the federal highway for some more reimbursement money. So the continuity of operations plan is just what it sounds like. It's a plan. They're going to develop a county plan for the entire county, and then for each individual department. And that's basically who's in charge if the top guy isn't there, who's second, who's third, how does the department continue to run when the top leadership isn't there. And this is a plan for operation on how that happens, both the entire county level and each individual department.
Do you have a proposal from Meridian Strategic Services? Is there a proposal? Because
Yeah.
this is as bare as you can get. You're looking for $25,000 for
Well,
to develop a plan, but it doesn't really, other than what you just told us.
I thought it was sent to you. Yes, we do have a quote for them, and I believe it's for $25,000 to develop the plan.
Am I missing something?
Maybe it was.
No, that's all we got.
Yeah.
That's it.
Maybe it didn't get forwarded properly.
All right, then I'm going to make a motion to table this till next month, and when we get the plan, we'll discuss it.
All right,
All right.
sounds good.
Can I just ask a question?
Sure.
Because it's, countywide operations, will towns and villages be involved in that plan? The village operations, emergency services, and it's all just related to emergency services? and
Well,
you're-
we're hiring them specifically for the county to develop a county plan, so it's not the individual towns and villages.
But regarding emergency service operations throughout the county, it's the village and towns that provide those
Yeah,
operations.
but what this is all about is, for instance, say we get another tornado,
Mhm.
and for some reason Kevin is unavailable, and he's not around, he's on vacation in Europe. What's the next in order? Next in order would be the deputy county exec would step up to the plate, who would be the next in order behind
We
him.
certainly don't need to spend $25,000 to answer those questions, do we?
Well, it also involves, they're going to develop the plan for the entire county as a whole, and then they're going to develop plans, individual plans for each and every department. And it's going to go a
That's what
little bit.
Legislator Montgomery just asked you, though.
No,
for
it's
the
not each and every
No.
department in the towns.
The
it's-
Bureau of Emergency Services, the Department of Public Works, the
Okay.
health departments, it's the departments within the county.
Within, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to make a motion. Please get us some more information for
Yeah,
next
will
month.
do. I'm sorry, I thought it
Second
was
motion.
included.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Item number 5 is the approval of an intermunicipal agreement between the County of Westchester and the County of Putnam for use of the Putnam radio system. I see the agreement. Is this, I'm going to ask Deputy County Attorney Pascal, is this something that you guys have reviewed, your office?
Well, I can answer that.
Yeah,
It went to
Chairman.
Anna Diaz. Anna Diaz has looked at it, approved it, and we've now brought it to the ledge.
Okay, Bob, can you please just lead us through this, tell us what this is doing?
Yeah, it's an agreement. The new radio system is now up and running. Westchester also has their new system up and running, and it's now so we can both use each other's frequencies. So, and it also allows our fire departments to get onto the Westchester frequencies, and it allows the Westchester departments to get onto the Putnam frequencies when responding mutual aid to each other. For example, when Mayapack goes to Croton Falls, they need to switch channels and talk to Croton Falls on their system. And that's what this agreement is. It's a pretty simple, straightforward agreement.
It's just kind of a handshake between the counties,
Yes,
that we can operate on each other's
Correct.
radio systems.
Correct.
There's no cost to
No
either
cost.
side on this.
no
Okay.
cost.
Any questions of the committee? Any questions from the legislature? Any members of the public wishing to comment on this? All right, with that, I'll make a motion to approve the intermunicipal agreement. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item number 6 is the approval, reappointments to the Putnam County Emergency Services Safety Advisory Board. Nat Prentice as community representative and Catherine Lewis as EMS council representative. This is from the administration.
I can speak to it if you'd like me to.
Yes.
Both these people already belong to the ESSAB. They work on a 3-year cycle, so they become, have to be re-elected every 3 years to the board. It goes through the county exec's office for approval first. He reviews who's on the board and then passes it on to the leg when he approves of it. So these two people are just up for reappointment.
I just realized this. Wasn't it always the custom that the chair of protective service serve on this board?
No.
Jeannie didn't serve on this board for the
That's
last few?
fire.
That's fire
No, that's
advisory.
fire
No,
advisory.
Emergency Service
This
Safety
is-
Advisory Board, right?
This is the ESSAB,
Yeah,
not the
'cause
FAB.
Years ago,
Yeah. You came to one of our meetings.
no, I believe I was on the committee.
No, that was the FAB. We had invited you once to our ESSAB meeting.
I went to many of those meetings,
Yeah.
not one.
The ESSAB, I remember you at one, but the FAB, you came to quite a few. Two different meetings. Yeah,
Eileen Barrett
Eileen Barrett,
Was on
Eric
emergencies.
Rose.
was on Emergency Service Safety Advisory Board.
Yeah, matter of fact, you did come to quite a few of them, yes. Yes,
Positive.
yes.
Okay. All right, but I always thought I was attending as a representative of the legislature, that it was
No,
the custom
no.
that the,
The ESSAB is made up of a representative from police, a representative from fire, being the Chiefs Association, a member of the general public, 2 people from EMS, and I correct that, 2 people from fire, 2 people from EMS. 1 person from police, 1 person from the community at large, and yeah, and that's where Eileen was. She was community.
okay.
Yeah.
We worked on the house numbering.
Yep.
Yeah, we
That's
worked
the
on-
SAB. That's this committee.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
I was there. Any members of the committee wishing to comment on this? Legislator Montgomery.
I like your idea of a legislative representative to that board. There is, a county executive, there is an administrative member on this. There's a community representative, and it just makes sense. So that's just a comment I have.
Thanks. I agree with you. It doesn't have to be, I always thought it was a custom that the chair of protective was either invited to attend or was part of,
Invited.
I don't remember ever taking votes. It was a constructive committee.
Yeah.
Eileen and
Wonderful group of people.
Mr. Butler from Brewster was there.
Yeah.
Is it defined in the code, or is it defined?
I don't know, we're
in
gonna look it up between now
No,
and
they
the next
have a
meeting.
bylaw that they operate by.
Okay.
But it's gotta be chartered and.
Diane?
I just want to ask through the chair, Commissioner Lipton's original memo states the request of Frank DeMarco be appointed. Is it that?
Frank has stepped down. He's got other priorities in his life right now.
Okay. I'm gonna make a motion to approve the reappointments of Mr. Prentice and Ms. Lewis. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and then just for a little housekeeping, I missed that we had a revised agreement for item number 5. So to keep things clean, I'd like to make a motion to accept the revised additional for agenda item number 5. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm going to make another motion to approve the revised additional for item number 5. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, just want to make sure we get that straight. I don't know when the revised, looks like the revised came in today.
Well, sometime this week, probably.
I have five-
May 12th.
Well, the 513's on here, maybe it came early, okay.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, thank you. Item number 7 is an FYI. Fiscal year 2025, Next Generation 911 grant.
This is a brand-new grant. The governor came out with a new grant. This is so we are getting next generation 911 equipment. And it happens to be perfect timing because we have to upgrade the Vesta phone system in the 911 system, which is next gen compliant. And that's what this grant comes perfectly in time for. So we can pay for the compliant Vesta phone system. So that's it in a nutshell. They just, they geared this specifically to the next gen 911 equipment.
Okay. Does anyone on the committee have any questions or comments? Legislator Elmer.
Through the chair, the schedule for eligible counties doesn't list Putnam.
Yeah, it's the second column. It's hard, it's screwy to read.
Got it, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
We addressed that.
And surprisingly enough, the Vesta phone system is that whole entire number. It's weird how that happens, how Motorola knows these things.
Any other questions from the legislature? Yes,
Thank
I'm
you,
sorry.
Chair. Not a question, just want everyone to be aware, there's no matching funds required for this grant.
Correct.
And it's in the total amount, it was at 57 million, it's going to be providing a base level. And I like the fact that it's going to be distributed competitively.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's good. Putnam is getting a good amount, the same as Westchester, almost as much as Westchester, which is amazing. That's good.
It'll pay for the new phone
Yeah.
system.
Very good. Thank you.
Anyone else? Questions about 911 grant? Members of the public? All right, you are relieved. Thank you, Commissioner Lifton.
Thank you.
Item number 8 is a discussion with the Sheriff's Office, procurement of equipment. We have our sheriff and his staff with us.
Good evening.
Good evening, welcome.
Due to the sensitive nature of the procurement that we wish to embark upon, we respectfully request to have this discussion in executive session.
Okay. I agree with you. I had an offline conversation with the sheriff earlier this week. I think that discussion of the nature of this procurement would imperil safety of our officers. So I'm going to make a motion to go into executive session. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so we're going to go into room 316 for executive session. Okay, I'll make a motion to come out of executive session. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No action was taken in executive session. But I do see we have our friend Ron Reed is here tonight. It's not on the agenda, but he wanted to give us an update. Ron is from CPAP.
Yes.
And I want to give you the courtesy, you hung in here tonight, so I'd like you to, I'll give you the courtesy of giving us, you're looking to give us an update?
Yes, just an update.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, guys. Good evening, Chairman Yonke and members of the Protective Service Committee. On behalf, beside me on my left is Pat Ploger, our treasurer for CPAP.
Hi.
Welcome. Hi, welcome.
On behalf of the members of the Community Engagement and Police Advisory Board, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks for your continued support and encouragement over the years. On Saturday, April 26th, many of you...
Excuse me, Ron, is that microphone on? Is there a green light on?
It's
Just
red.
press that button.
Hit the green light and please speak into it because,
Sure, I'll start over.
thank you.
No problem. Good evening, Chairman Yonke and members of the Protective Services Committee. On behalf of the members of the Community Engagement and Police Advisory Board, we'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks for your continued support and encouragement over the years. On Saturday, April 26th, many of you braved the inclement weather in solidarity with CPAP, the Putnam County Department of Mental Health, the Sheriff's Department, and other community services organizations to raise awareness and support for neurodiverse individuals. Your presence made a powerful statement, and we are deeply grateful. Proceeds from this event will go towards the future development of a Century Playground, a safe and inclusive space designed for children of all abilities. We are especially thankful to Scott Rhodes, co-founder of CPAP, who first brought this idea forward 4 years ago. As a devoted parent of a child with autism, Scott has been a passionate advocate and driving force behind this initiative. His dedication, along with the collaborative efforts of 2 representatives from each of Putnam County's government entities since the beginning of the year, has been instrumental in bringing this vision closer to reality. We also wish to recognize the following leaders for their unwavering support and partnership: Sarah Servideo, Commissioner of Mental Health; Dana Tapons, Coordinator of the Office for Individuals with Disabilities; Sheriff Kevin McConville, and staff, the CPAP Board of Directors, Jeff Tepper, Marissa Parsons, Tony Salas Fayella Renji, Martina Drew, and our newly treasurer, Pat Ploger. A special thanks goes to the Brewster High School's special education program for their incredible turnout. Over 80 student participants joined us for the event, adding to the day's energy and impact. And of course, we are truly grateful to all our vendors and sponsors who helped make the day so memorable. In February, we also hosted a special Black History Month event in partnership with Jennifer Cassidy, our Putnam County historian, and John Scott Benet, an emerging documentary filmmaker. The program highlighted the story of Private Frank Myers, a Putnam County resident, and the life and legacy of Paul Robeson, centered around the historical context of the Peekskill riots. Looking ahead, we have several more events planned this year that we believe will continue to uplift and serve our community. Thank you again for your steadfast support and partnership.
Thank you. I was lucky. I attended the walk over at Tilly Foster, and yeah, you can tell how dedicated people are when they'll stand out in that rain. That was a tough day, but you guys are doing a great job. You have my full support, and I know the sheriff and Sarah, you know, they put a lot of effort into that day as well, and you and Scott. I wish Scott was here so I could thank him, but it really was a phenomenal day, and thank you,
Yes.
Ron.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right. Yes.
Yeah, I was also attended that day, and it was, the weather was terrible,
Yes.
toward a little later. But despite the weather, I understand that you did very well
Yes,
that day. There was a large attendance
yes,
of people, which is great, that's wonderful, and thank you for your hard work.
yes. Thank you so much.
Yes, you put a lot into that.
I think that it really spoke to the spirit of the day, right? People who have children with autism have to fight every single day and have their challenges, right? And so for us to be there for 3 hours out of our life, or, you know, that day, you know, we can't compare, right? And we're so appreciative of it. Pat, would you like to say anything?
Nothing to add, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. With that, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ron, before we go.
Thank you.
Thanks.